Welcome to Community Cuts, a conversation that we have in barbershops and hair salons. Our topic today, uncut, unfiltered, about relationships. Relationship, what does a relationship mean to you? What is a high value relationship? What does that mean? What does admire in a relationship mean versus respect? Thank you. Leslie, I want to talk with you for a minute about relationships. Give us your opinion.
On relationships?
Yes.
And the difference between a respect and admire and a relationship?
Exactly.
Well, in order to admire someone, you have to have respect for them. And when you admire someone, you look up to them. You may respect people, but you may not admire them. That's the difference.
That's a big difference.
At least for me. If I'm in a relationship with someone, I respect them. I may not admire all the individuals that I've been in a relationship with, but I have respect them.
Okay, all right. That sounds appropriate.
Okay.
All right. And George is gonna chime on in and talk to us, George.
Well, I take my time in a relationship.
As you
I
should.
get.
You should.
Yes, I try to get to know you for a long, period of time.
What's your average time?
My average time maybe like
6 months? A year?
no, not so long.
3 months and you in
No.
a relationship?
No.
4 months?
You met someone, you take them out. You trying to get a conversation.
2 weeks.
You're trying to get the feedback about the person. You know what I'm saying?
He's still getting over there.
You know what I'm saying?
4 weeks.
Like, maybe 4 weeks.
4 weeks and then you're in a relationship.
Then what? I jump in bed with you?
No, you're in a relationship.
No, I got to get to know you, bro.
Well, I'm being really serious.
I mean, I'll be in a relationship.
Then I may be able to think about a relationship.
But you keep saying 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
You say you want to take your time. Like, what does that look like?
I take my time to get to know you. You take a little time.
What does that look like? Time, you said 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 6
You take
months.
as long as you can, bro.
All right, so we
Yeah,
have. I want to go to Brittney, who is a young lady. I want to hear about her relationships in terms of what do you believe a relationship should be? Talk to me, Brittney.
Well, I'm so grateful that you asked me that question. Okay, for real, y'all. Hi, I'm Brittney. Okay, so I feel as though a relationship should be two people. Like Leslie said, that two people should respect each other. Definitely. How do I feel about a relationship? I think they're great when it's paired correctly. But when it's bad, it's bad.
So relationships should be
Yeah, I ain't
paired.
started drinking enough yet,
It
y'all.
should
Threw me straight on the. Yeah, no.
The relationship should be paired correctly. That's correct. That is correct. There's a difference between the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and even 80s in terms of relationship. I'm going to come to Deli and ask him to give me his thoughts, his opinions.
I don't know what happened to relationships from the past, but these days relationships are not working. I don't know why it's not working. We've been thinking about this. We've been talking about it, and this is my opinion. This is not based on. Well, there's some facts to support what I'm saying, but relationships these days are not working. And this is why we're having this conversation. Like, we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Or how to make it work.
If there's ever gonna go back to the time where relationships worked, which was like 50 years ago, but now for some reason relationships are not working. And most of the conversations I've had with people, they seem to think that it's the man's fault. They always seem to think it's you guys don't control your dick. That's what they say. It's you guys cheat, therefore the relationship is not working. That's what I've been hearing from the females.
Let me ask you this. Do you think relationship has to do with money?
But
Money in a relationship?
not to be with cheating too, you know. It could be other stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
other things. Yeah.
But money in a relationship. Leslie, talk to me.
Could be money.
Money in a relationship. Is it important to have money in a relationship, or what do you?
What do you mean by is it important to have money in a relationship?
Well, sometimes a woman will not date you because she feels that you don't earn enough money and you don't make enough money in a relationship. So she may say, okay, you know what, I'll pass. You know, some women are like that.
If you have a good job,
But I'm gonna
That's
ask
money.
Leslie.
That's money.
that's money. They
I'm
don't
gonna
wanna
ask
date you.
Leslie to
Yeah.
opine on that.
Yeah.
Well, when you first meet a guy, you don't know how much money he makes.
Right.
You don't know what he does. You exchange numbers, and then in the course of that, you go on your first date. You start telling information about yourself.
Yeah, right.
And even then, you don't know how much money he has. You don't know, he may tell you what he do, but even to the extent of that, you don't know how much money he's making in that position. It's only after a while you discover that, at least for me.
Is it important? for
That's what I
women?
say. Take time
Is
for
it
you.
important? Well, he needs money to take you out. I mean, he doesn't have to have a lot of money.
Stop sugarcoating it.
I'm not sugarcoating.
Say it.
He needs
Say-
money to
Okay.
take you out.
He needs money.
All right.
Better have
I
money.
suppose he don't have no money to take you out.
Well,
Like
then,
you gonna date this guy, say,
if he doesn't
Yeah.
have money to take me out, then come up with something else, because you have to court me. I mean, that's for me in a relationship, courting is important. And if he doesn't have money, then get creative.
then you wouldn't date a man that don't have no money.
I didn't say that.
She didn't say that in so many
I didn't
words.
say that.
No.
No,
That's what
don't
she's
put
saying.
words in my mouth. I said, if he doesn't have money,
You gotta be
then
creative.
he has to be creative, because you
Okay.
have to court me.
Yeah.
That's different from saying that.
Okay.
Nico,
Okay.
chime in. Chime
Let me ask
in.
you a question. So he makes
Minimum wage.
and then you guys get involved in a relationship and then you find out he's making minimum wage. Then what? You making way more than him. Then what?
You make it 6 figures.
Okay, well, if he's good to me and I like him, I'm attracted to him,
You will continue.
I will continue, because it also depends on his mentality. Does he have potential? What is his aspirations? What is his goals? If he making minimum wage and he feels like this is okay for him and he doesn't want more, then no, I'm not gonna date him, because I want someone who wants the same thing as me.
But
I'm not to knock his lifestyle, because if that's how you want to live your life, that's okay. But for me, no.
that's the problem I got right there, what she just said with women. They always want a potential. A man gonna be a man how he is, and then why she have to think that she could change him?
I didn't say that.
No, I know you didn't say that, but
Okay.
most women want a potential. But why he have to have potential to elevate in his job market? Maybe he's comfortable where he's at.
Maybe he can't go no farther.
Maybe he's just comfortable. You don't want to. But a lot
I
of
didn't
women,
ask that. I
but
didn't ask that.
but a lot of women do have that expectation. Oh, I could change him and make him elevate a little bit better. Maybe you don't want to. And I think a lot of issues coming with those issues right there.
I agree
All
with
the
you.
problem.
I think sometimes women have a tendency to think that they could change a man.
Yep.
And I don't think that's the best way to go into a relationship. I really don't. I think you have to meet the person where they are.
Yep.
And they have to accept you, where you at.
Yep.
And see if you can come into common ground. The only way you can learn about each other is through communication.
Yep.
And if he's happy with making minimum wage and you don't want to date someone who wants to live that lifestyle, then let him be and you find someone who matches you. I don't think you should try to change him into expiring more for his life. I disagree with
So it's
that.
not about money.
Hey, that's
It
not what
is.
she's saying.
I didn't say
In
that.
today,
You need money to live.
Yeah.
and in today's world, with women want men to have money to take them out to do the things they want.
Yeah.
And not a lot of younger guys, this new generation, that's why they're having such a big problem. It's a hookup generation. This new generation right now is a hookup generation.
And then buy them the expensive bags.
Yeah. And then the older generation trying to do
What they want.
then the older generation females trying to do the same thing like the younger generation, and this is where the
Well, I'm
chaos
gonna
comes in.
get a younger generation person, which is Brittney. Brittney, please opine on this.
Can I come back?
So why do you think relationships are not working these days?
I feel like nobody wants to be in a relationship. You know, it takes two people to actually want to physically be there. Don't commit to something and then you're not 100% in it. You know,
I'll tell
like
you what I feel.
men and women.
So you got a younger view here. A younger guy.
I feel like these days it's a lot more options for everyone. I feel like with social media, for some reason there's a lot more people available to other people. You know what I mean?
But were they not there before?
No.
No.
You just didn't have access to them. They were
You have a lot of
always there.
access.
Nah, you had to meet them and approach them and say, hi, how you doing? Like,
Now it's a keyboard.
now you
Now you can
just
meet them online.
bang, bang, bang.
Online,
This is
yeah.
my profile, bang, bang,
Social
bang.
media, you get
So
somebody.
do you
That's
feel
a
like
good
social
point.
media hindered that?
I
Yeah,
think so.
Yeah.
it could be.
To what
Yeah.
perspective?
Too many options.
So many options.
Like I have a friend.
Let's hear about your friend. Let's hear about your friend.
My friend is on a social media dating site, and there's a ton of options.
Yeah. It's easy, man.
There's a ton of options, and I've never been on a social media dating site, and I don't think I need to be, because I'm old school. You know, I wanna approach a young lady in a club, in a bar, on the streets, on the train, wherever, at the job, and get to know them. That's my old school mindset. You know what I'm saying? But with the young people now, the options are just endless. So maybe that could be the reason why relationships is not a thing as it used to be back in the day. Maybe.
Relationship based, I think is more female don't want a relationship in today's world. I think
You
men
think
do.
so?
Yeah, because there's so many men are hitting them in their DM.
I think so.
So many.
So
men.
you think the women have the more choices?
I think they choosing not to be in relationships because they have options to go out on 7 dates.
In
A
7
week.
nights?
Oh, right.
Yes.
Right.
Or maybe even 14. One in the night, one in the morning. Who knows? But I think it's their option.
Yeah?
They have an option. And I think it's they having the one that is controlling whether they want to be in a relationship or not. That's where the
Tyrone,
problem coming in.
what's good?
You know, that's the Lord, because He wants everybody.
Until they meet a certain age.
How you doing?
When they meet a certain age and then their value start dropping and they can't get those dates no more.
Because the men have more power.
Because when women start getting older, men start getting younger.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I understand.
Yeah.
You
get
said
to-
what?
I
When
understand.
You were growing up like
When
that.
women
Like
get
men
older?
is supposed to
When
be
women start
superior.
getting older,
You know
men
what I'm
get
saying?
younger.
You know, you think
I don't know.
your parents, you know what I'm
I
saying?
disagree with
Yeah.
Because our choice, because that.
I know.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Yes, you can.
Please.
That's
Please,
good.
Kathryn, please.
I'd like to comment to that. It's equally true that when men get older, women date younger.
No, man, look more.
They do.
No,
When
man,
women
look
get
more
And
distinguished.
actually, younger men
Woman-
want older
You don't
women.
like
No,
No.
no, man,
They
look.
do.
No, it's the opposite.
No,
Older.
it's true.
Can
I
I
can
answer
tell
back to
you.
that?
Yeah,
Can I answer back to
Google
that?
Google that. Men look more distinguished when they get older.
But
Women
that's
look
prejudice. Men
No.
look-
No,
Google it.
my mama
They
Asian
look
backwards.
old.
Google it.
My mama Asian backwards.
But let me answer. Let me answer to
Yeah,
her.
Google
Not,
it.
not all women. Not all women.
Let me answer.
That's fair. Not all women.
One at a time.
That's fair.
Know myself.
One at a time.
Fair?
Let her finish it.
Men get old, they look old, they just have power and money. Women get old, we get experience, and we know how to take care of our younger men.
But the younger men take the older women as plaything,
Yeah.
temporary.
Use it for the money.
The older man with the younger woman now, we could create a family all over again. And this is where we elevate better than the older women.
The older
Because we can create a whole family again. We could create a
That's a
family.
good point.
But they can't.
They can't.
That's a
No, they
good
can't.
They
point.
can't do that.
No, they can't.
They're done.
That is a good point.
They're done.
You guys
They're
can't
done.
create a family. We could create a family.
Yeah, they're done.
We could start a new family in our life
Yeah.
as older men.
Yeah.
That's a
older
good
women
point.
don't want a new family.
No, you
No,
can't.
but that's why the younger guys.
Not all of them.
No, you can't.
But the guy, remember the young. But what the younger guy can.
Remember, we have the 9 months of carrying the babies.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
Yes, but when the
Got it.
younger guys do want a child,
Yeah.
what he's gonna do?
When you have the young guy.
Hold on, let me ask you a question.
What you
When
gonna
the
do?
young guy want a child,
Yeah, what you gonna do?
what's gonna happen then? Who is gonna go to?
Yeah.
He would go to
You gotta get a
Get a
young
young
girl.
woman.
You gotta go a young girl.
That's what I said. The older woman is just a plaything for him for the moment.
Yeah.
But we're talking about relationships.
But that's what we talk
That
about.
is
Relationship. That's
It
a
has
relationship.
part of
That's part of
relationship.
That's a relationship,
It
right?
It is.
Tyrone, you want to chime in on this relationship?
Why are
We're
relationships?
getting warmed up
Here's
right
the
now,
question.
so
Here's the
I'm gonna say
question.
something in a little bit.
We're talking about why relationships are not working as much as it was back in the day.
Days. Yeah.
And what do you think? What's
Women have a lot of
Can I
options
also
right
do-
now.
Yeah,
Yes,
of course.
please chime in.
I also feel like back in the day, so I'm watching this show called The Wonder Years, and it's lovely. Everybody needs to tune into that. I am an advocate for
You're
that
now
show.
watching the Wonder Years?
The black version. Thank you.
I've never
Not
seen
the
that.
white one.
Okay,
No disrespect, but
I've seen
yeah.
the white. I grew up on the white one.
Yeah, but 2021 version is black, and it's
Okay.
lovely. And the men were like the rock of the household. Like they're providing, they're doing everything.
Right.
So why can't we translate that into today?
Right. That's a good question.
Why the men don't want to? You know why most of the men don't want to take care of some of the women?
But pause, wait before you say that. When did it change? Because honestly, you sit here and think about it. Even back from slavery days, the men would go run away to another plantation to go find their wife. You know what I'm saying? They'll do anything to be with their woman. Back in the 1950s, 30s, they're doing everything. They're out in the fields working, providing for 13 children plus their wife. You know what I'm saying?
Let
And
me ask you
then
a question.
as we get lower, then now we getting the black man is separated from the family and the relationship. So why is it? When did it all change?
So am I to say that you're blaming the black man for what's happening?
No.
No, listen, let me ask you a
I
question.
just-
Let
I
me
just
ask you
wanna
one
know
question.
What happened?
You remember how those women look back then? Do you remember?
Yeah, what you mean?
In those pictures back then.
Yeah.
Think about the women them today. What was the difference?
Oh, yeah.
Shit. What's the difference?
Of the women them in the picture. No, don't play with me, Brittney. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. You see how them women?
If you say that, if you say about the way that I'm dressed, why is it a problem with the way that I'm dressed? It should
No, the way
never
you
be.
I'm gonna ask you again.
The way you dress?
If you look at those pictures, describe the women them how they look in those pictures back then.
They were fly.
The women how they look.
They were
How
fly.
they look.
In the pictures that I've seen, they look fly.
Yeah, top notch.
How fly?
1920s, 1920s.
Fly how?
No, they were.
They hair
Fly how?
well done.
I'm
gonna tell you how
hair
they
well done.
Where you get that
Nice
impression
dresses.
He's
looking
right. He's
beautiful.
right.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes, that's the pictures that I've
They
seen.
thinner.
Go clean.
Yeah.
They thinner.
Oh my God.
Pause. Because
Oh
America
my
has a whole
God.
because antibiotics and all these
This
other things
dude,
that are to our food now.
this
So
dude.
it's not the same.
Ah.
So you can't say that. You can't say that. Nah.
Excuse me?
Why?
You can't say that. Back then,
But it's
the
true.
government wasn't
They're
pumping
working
all
in
those
it. They were
antibiotics, all those
working.
things into our food.
You right.
So now it's
But look at
different.
white women with black.
We not
White
worried.
women compared to black women.
I'm sorry, I'm not worried about sir.
But we not worried. But if you're talking about the food, we all eating the same food in America,
I don't see it.
or even in Europe and all other places. If you compare them, I'm not worried about them neither. I love black women. Let me get that shit straight.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about how they look then to now. So
Yeah.
what you think? If a man is making a certain type of money, you know what? You can go back to this whole thing again. There's choices that he's gonna make, and his choices gonna start getting slimmer. It depends on how the woman looking.
So you think
So what else
you
was she looking
so,
like?
so you think that the reason why we're in this situation is because
It have a lot to do with different things.
the women are not taking care of themselves.
That's a factor too. It's
So what can, wait a minute. What can we do now?
I'm just asking you, like, wait.
What can we do now
Fix that?
to fix that? What can we do now to support our women?
Well, first we gotta identify problems first. So far we got the money situation. The money situation.
But the woman have to.
Women don't want to date no broke minimum wage dudes.
and
I didn't say that, though.
I know you didn't say that,
All right.
but you implied it. For you personally, you're not doing it unless they have ambition.
and this comes,
And I
I
don't
get
think
it.
there's anything wrong
There's
with
nothing
that.
wrong with that.
but
I
it
don't
comes,
want that.
but it comes with all shape of women that want that. It can't be. The regular basic women have to do the basic stuff with basic in relationship.
No. Stop it.
No.
Stop it, Nico. Let's go. Let's go, bro.
The basic women, they have to know and deal with certain type of dude that they know who they should be dealing with. They know. Back in the days, they know.
Yeah.
They knew who they had to deal with. But not all of a sudden now,
Yeah.
everybody's in one bundle. No,
So they think.
Can't be, yes, that's what they think.
So
But
this-
it can't.
So there's levels to this shit.
Yes, it is.
So as a man, as we are men here today, what can we do to elevate our women?
We can't do nothing to elevate them. They gotta elevate themselves.
I agree.
Because we can't tell a
fix
woman.
that.
No. That's their parents should be doing that.
Yeah.
And when I
As
say
kids.
parent,
As
yes.
kids. As kids. Like, how as a mother, how would you raise your daughter? To be like you or to be better than you?
Hold on.
Raise our son.
That's something
Be
like
like us.
that.
As a mother, like I have.
She
two
can't
sons.
raise her to be no way. You know why? Because the same thing the daughter looking for, the 21-year-old daughter looking for, the mother looking for. And you know what that is? A man.
A man.
That's the same thing they're looking for. They're going to compete for the same dude. If she's old and she want to date a younger man, guess who the younger man supposed to be with?
The daughter.
All right then. That's where the poor competition start. How they going to solve the problem? Because the mother's supposed to be married at that time already. Most
Supposed to be. Supposed to be.
problem lemons.
Hey.
Brittney, I hear you. I hear you.
Yes, Brittney, come on, girl.
Answer that one.
I'm just confused. You're saying what? Repeat it, please, because
He asked how he's supposed to help them.
Mhm.
And I said the family, the mother. But the mother can't. Because the mother's looking for
A man.
a man. And if the daughter's 21 and older, guess what she's looking
She's
for?
looking for a man as well.
And the mother wants to date younger men because the older dudes didn't want her. So who she's competing with?
Her daughter. For the same dudes.
Bam. So what her mother gonna tell her? You think her mother gonna give her great advice? No, her mother gonna give her limited advice. Even an older friend or older friendship from the mother, the only person who could help her is the father. But guess who she's not gonna listen to? The daughter, her father.
Do you agree?
I'm gonna just sit and drink.
Thank you.
That's not an agree.
deep.
That's
I'm
not-
just.
Shit is deep.
I want to come. I want to come correct.
That's deep. I want to hear what your opinion now.
I don't think that's the case for everyone.
No, but it's not everybody. We're not talking about everybody. We're talking about majority. I'm talking about majority though, not
Well,
everybody.
we had the.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Kathryn is coming
Like
in.
when Kathryn coming.
Come on, Kathryn.
Talk about it.
I would like to dispute that
Go ahead.
because actually I am an older woman. I'm technically a senior. Okay, I'm 66. So, but I take care of myself.
And you look wonderful.
But the thing is, it was my father that taught me about what it means to be loved by a man.
Which should.
And so it was my father that taught me to have respect for myself. So there's truth to that.
Thank you.
But it was my mother who taught me how to love. So I think it needs both parents.
Yes.
It really needs a balance.
Yes.
Well said.
Well, that's what I like when she Welcome right there.
But Kathryn, in today's society, we're not seeing a two-parent household.
That's a fact.
So what changes should we do now so that our females elevate themselves?
I think
The
that
cameraman is involved now.
I think it's important for men to respect women.
Right.
Men treat women like whores very much. The music treats women like whores. Young girls grow up without their fathers and they see these distorted images in their music and in their videos, and they don't understand what it means. So if a mature man, first of all, don't exploit a young woman, but respect women and help them to understand their value. I mean, that's what my father did for me.
That is tough.
Well said.
Like how? How?
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know how, but I know that my father, like when we were little kids, I had 3 brothers. My brothers were cut-ups. And, you know, it was like something went wrong. Who did it? Nobody knew. My father would like spank my brothers, but he never hit me. And he said, a man that loves you will never hit you. That's not what love looks
That is
like.
deep.
Yeah.
And you know, this was a man who went off to war. After I was 12, I never saw him again. But he gave me that enough in my early life to know what it meant, what love really meant. And I think that's what men need to give women, because in the absence of that, we're lost. If you're going to exploit us, there's nothing left for us to do but think that we have to allow exploitation in order to be loved.
Sure.
Well said.
Well said. Well said.
Well said.
Kathryn.
But how come the black man isn't in the relationship, in the family picture? Why did he leave?
Because of the woman.
Okay, take
Most
the woman,
divorce-
but
most-
take the woman out. You're okay with having a child
but
out
most-
here without knowing you?
But most divorces happen from the woman. Woman always
Files for
well, for
divorce.
divorce.
But
Men want to stay, but
That's
you know, men will try to work it
That's a
out.
fact.
Men will try to work it out, but
That's a
women
fact.
want the divorce.
That's
That's
a
a
fact.
fact.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah, that's a fact. You go Google that.
But
No, we did.
men don't